course outline we're going to follow. Let me share the interface. Okay. All right. Can you see my interface?
Yes, no.
All right. Thank you. With INF313D, we're going to build upon Web Technology 1, which is INF313D that you did last semester. So with the INF313D, where you were introduced to web technologies using HTML and CSS. This time we're going to look at Web Technology 2 to build. You'll still be using the HTML and CSS, but this time we're going to use scripting. So the scripting language that we'll be using will be JavaScript. So here we're going to create a dynamic HTML document using JavaScript. Okay, using JavaScript document, programming. So with that, we're going to look into detail JavaScript from the syntax to decision statement and loops. So those are our objectives I am. Then we design and create dynamic HTML documents with JavaScript. Then we use JavaScript to validate forms. In the Web Technology 1, we were able to design form to collect user data or information from the user, HTML forms. So the form content, if we want them to be accurate, we use JavaScript to validate the form content. Then we look at handling events, okay? So events, that is anything that happens within the browser. Either you can prompt, we want to prompt the user for something. We can use event to also give other information. So we look at event. Then finally, we'll look at how to work with JavaScript frameworks. There are pre-built framework that you can call and use in your programming. So that is basically our objectives. So the week by week outline is as follows. Today is lesson 1. We'll look at JavaScript, variables, objects, decision-making statements, and loops, followed by arrays, functions, and what? Prototypes. Then lesson 3, we'll look at core JavaScript objects, and then the DOM, how we can use JavaScript to manipulate the DOM dynamically. Lesson 5, we'll look at event model and form validation. So these are the framework. Lesson 6 will be framework. So here we have use of Ajax or use of jQuery, then user authentication and management with JavaScript. So whatever we want to user to log in, we can do that with JavaScript for user authentication. So lastly is the framework using JavaScript libraries. So detail is what we're going to do with the Code Maths Diploma program. All right. So now we're going to start with today's lesson, which is introduction to the JavaScript. Okay. These are the objectives for today's lesson, the introduction. All right. So we're going to define what type of programming language is JavaScript. Then we look at the syntax of JavaScript, how you can write the program. The syntax we'll see it and we'll differentiate it with HTML that you already did and then CSS that you already did. This is because JavaScript is going to be embedded into HTML document. It's going to be embedded into HTML document. Then we'll be able to describe and practice control structures. Then we'll look at JavaScript operators, okay? JavaScript originally is developed from LiveScript. Netscape developed LiveScript in 1995 with certain functionalities. But as the program is being modified, updated with more function, Netscape changed its name to Java because at that time, Java is becoming popular as a programming, object-oriented programming language. So some syntax were borrowed from Java, and the name changed, they changed the name from LiveScript to JavaScript just because of the excitement of Java. So currently, JavaScript is the most popular programming language, scripting language on the client. The client in your browser that you can use it to manipulate the content. So because of its popularity, we realized that other organizations also started developing their own scripting language. For instance, Microsoft also released its own scripting language known as JScript. JScript, okay? The specification that define the JavaScript language is called Ekman 262. So within this specification, the detail concerning the programming language, which is JavaScript, is this is the document. ECMAScript edition 3 is widely supported and is called JavaScript. Okay, so that is our program, programming JavaScript. So JavaScript is a popular language mostly used on the client side and is supported by all the browsers that you can find out there, browsers. Remember, we use browsers to debug our web pages. So we're saying that it's supported by most of the web browsers. Characteristics of JavaScript. Compared to other programming language, we realize that JavaScript, okay, is a lightweight programming language produced by Netscape, and it is used within HTML document. It is a lightweight because it's not an object-oriented language, okay? It's not a fully object-oriented language, such as Java, C, or C++, okay? So it's a lightweight programming but language that is debugged on the browser just like HTML. JavaScript is loosely based on Java, and it is built into all the major modern browsers. So as I said earlier, it is supported by the major browser that you can find out there. So you can develop it in Windows, you can run it in any other operating system as well with the supporting browsers. However, JavaScript has object-oriented capabilities. We can organize our program into objects and methods. Okay, we can organize them to. That's why I said earlier on that it borrows some syntax from Java because of the popularity of Java at that time. It has object-oriented capabilities, but it is not a fully object-oriented programming. JavaScript, like other programming, is case sensitive. So if I declare a variable var A, lowercase, it is not the same as var capital A. Lowercase a is different from the uppercase A. This is our variable name. So when you are referencing this, they are never the same. You have to write your variable, reference them as they are, as you have written it or declared them. JavaScript is also complementary Two, and integrated with Java and HTML. So we can embed it within HTML pages. You cannot just run the script alone. It must be embedded into what? A program. Okay, so the programming language is not proprietary. So it is described as open and cross-platform. It's an open source programming language. We go out there, you can download, install, or it is run and configured within all the browsers. Using your text editor, you can run your program. And it's cross-platform because we can program in Windows and run the same code in other operating systems, such as Linux and Unix programming environment. JavaScript is also an interpreted language. Okay, it's an interpreted language. Remember, you write your code in text editor, you run it within a browser, embed into HTML, run it within a browser. So it doesn't mean that you compile it. You don't compile JavaScript and run like Java or like C++, where after you've written your program, you have to compile and run. So JavaScript is an interpreted language. It means the script will execute with a preliminary compilation, as in Java or C++. Okay, and it is not compiled but translated by translators. So every browser have embedded translators. So wherever they come into the contact with syntax of JavaScript, when you are compiling your program within the HTML, it translates it, okay, and present the output as HTML, okay. Every browser, which is a client computer, runs an interpreter, okay. So there's a program called an interpreter within our browser that can easily interpret the JavaScript or program and render the output, okay. It can run on any operating system. So conclusively, this is how we can describe JavaScript. What is JavaScript? We will say that JavaScript is a lightweight interpreted programming language with object-oriented capabilities that allow you to build interactivity and dynamism into static HTML pages. All right? So HTML content are static in that you cannot easily interact with that HTML tags, the content you have written, and the content does not change on the fly. So to make your content interactive and dynamic, you have to add JavaScript into your HTML document. So integrate into HTML document. Remember, we've described what we mean by lightweight and interpreted language. So that will interpreter run the program and it doesn't need to compile or run the program. What can we use JavaScript for? These are listed uses of JavaScript. JavaScript adding capability to HTML page. One thing you can use it for is for form validation. You want to collect information from user, you have to validate the content before it is sent into the server for processing. You have to make sure that the information the user is entering is correct. For example, you want to collect date of birth from the user, date of birth, and you need it in a particular format. Okay, maybe day first, followed by what? Month, followed by years. You want to collect them in that format, such as DD, okay, MM, and then what? The year. Maybe you want the year in 4 digits, this way. This is the format you want. So you can use JavaScript to validate the form content so that it will be in this format before the user can submit it. You want to collect the right information. That is the essence of form validation. Okay. And another thing you can check here is that is the user entering numbers and not alphabets. So you can use JavaScript to make sure that it is numbers that the user are entering before it can be submitted. So that is what we mean by form validation. You are checking user input before submission into the server for processing. JavaScript makes HTML pages more dynamic and interactive. So that means you can use JavaScript to make the HTML content, such as image, such as text, such as video, whatever, form, HTML form, to make it interactive. So interactivity, we mean user can click, user can input, user can submit. Those are what the user can do with the system, the interactivity. But what we mean by dynamics is that the pages, it made the pages to be changing. For example, we can make your images dynamic on the fly. We program the JavaScript with 5 images, then you make it changing on the page. Every second, you let another image show. Every second, another show in that order. That is dynamic. One example of dynamic. We can make text to be scrolling on the page using JavaScript. That is dynamic. Another thing about dynamism is date. When you are adding the date object, calculation object on your page, it will make your page dynamics. All right. 3, the main essence of JavaScript is also to improve the design so that it will be intuitive and user-friendly to the user. JavaScript can be used for image manipulation. You may insert image if it's small, then we can use JavaScript to say that whenever the user click on the image, it should enlarge. It should become bigger. So we're manipulating the image. Or you can use JavaScript to say that the image can be rotating when the user do something, click on particular icon. So dynamic changes of content is here again. It is the number 2. 6, JavaScript can be used for pop-ups. Pop-ups are small windows that give information to the user while they are on the website. So we'll learn how to design pop-up in this course. 7, we can use JavaScript to hide and show page elements. Hide and show page element. The content that you want the user to see, when the page load, they will see it. Okay? And some other content can be hidden until the user do otherwise. 8, JavaScript can be used for image rollover or swap, image swap. User can be clicking an arrow, then the images can be changing. Apart from that, as I said earlier, every second image is changing. Use JavaScript. We can use JavaScript to also develop cookies embedded into your HTML pages for cookies to do something for you. We can use cookies to collect a user's log. You can use cookies to collect how long the user spent on a website and where do they go, which website do they go after your website. You can develop cookie using JavaScript to collect information for us. Now, where can you write JavaScript? You have done HTML. So JavaScript can be placed within a tag. So I can start my paragraph. Within the opening tag, your paragraph, you write maybe welcome. Then we close our paragraph. So within this tag, opening tag, we can write a script. And script, I can say unload. Unload. That is an event equals to something. Unload equals to what? Something. I'll write what the something is to do something. So in this example, I've placed JavaScript in a tag. JavaScript can also be placed within the head portion of a document. Within the head of a document. All right. So looking at the head here, you remember when you are writing the JavaScript HTML, we have the head section. We have the head section. So you have the opening head. And this is where the title goes, right? The title tag. Title tag. You give title to your page. Okay, we give title to your page. So you close your title tag. From the closing of the title tag, I can go ahead to close the head. We're closing our head tag. So with this example, if I say JavaScript can be placed within the head section, this is the head section where we have title. We have title. This is my closing head tag. So within this head section, I can start a script. Okay. So we start your scripts. You write your script. That's the starting script. Then we go ahead and close our scripts. You close your script tag. In between here, you write JavaScript code within the head section. And it is advised it's within this head section of your page so that when the page load quickly, the program load and then make your whole content load faster. JavaScript at the head section. JavaScript can also be placed within the body of your document. In HTML document, you have the body sections. You have the body part. So within the body, you can place JavaScript. Okay. Another way we can write our JavaScript is to open a new text editor, external reference file. So you reference it in your HTML document. So all we're going to see how to do that in this course. So where can you write JavaScript? JavaScript can be written in a tag or in the head, in the body section, externally, all parts together. So in a single document, you can have JavaScript in tags, at the head, at the body, everywhere. And there are many frameworks out there that you can copy and use. JavaScript frameworks. They are templates that we can use for our program. So we'll see example of this as we go. Okay. All right. Like every programming language, we'll be making use of comments. Okay, we'll be making use of comments. Okay, so we have different kind of comments in JavaScript. So JavaScript comment is similar to C and C++ style comment. This is a single line comment, and this is a multiple line comment. You write your comment in between, then you close the comment. But single line comments, you just start it with that. Remember, the browser does not display comments. Comments are used to structure your web page and to tell the reader that this is what the next line of code are what you want to do. So comments are used to give information about maybe the next line of code that you're about to write. Okay, comments. Okay. JavaScript also recognizes the HTML comment opening sequence. HTML comment opening sequence. Okay. It will treat it like single line. Just like single line. The HTML closing comment sequence, in between for HTML, you close it after you've written your comment, you close it with this one. It's not recognized by JavaScript. So because of that, you must precede it with double slashes. The closing comment must be preceded with, if you are using it, it must be preceded with these slashes, 2 slashes. Then the code can run appropriately. All right. So this is an example. Syntax for the HTML comment is this. This is the starting. The starting. You write your comment, precede it with 2 slashes, then you close it. Okay. As I said earlier, variables are case sensitive. Case sensitivity means you cannot define a variable with a different way and reference it with what differently. For example, if I say variable time, var time, it's not the same as var time. When I'm referencing it, I cannot do it with capital letter. So we must note our cases when writing the JavaScript or program. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start the programming. Okay. To write JavaScript, we start with the script tag. This is the script tag. Close your script tag, then you write your JavaScript code in between them. Within the opening script tag, we have 2 attributes, the language attribute and then the type attribute. So it's the same everywhere. So if I say language equals to JavaScript, type here we're defining the MIME type, telling the browser that, okay, it should treat the document as text editor and process it as JavaScript. Test/JavaScript. Type equals to test/JavaScript. It's the same everywhere. We can do away with the language, but the MIME type, try to put it. Type equals to test/JavaScript. Okay. All right. So within the script tag, you can combine your script together with HTML tags. Remember, we have been introduced to what do you call it? HTML. And we are going to embed JavaScript within our HTML pages. So that is what this course is about. The moment the user see, the browser sees the script tag, okay, it will process the document as JavaScript, because we have said that the man tag should be test/JavaScript. So the interpreter will quickly interpret the content, okay, and further display it as what? To the user as HTML. When writing your JavaScript, you'll realize that white spaces and line breaks, okay, can be used, but they are ignored by the browser when processing. Okay, the spaces, the tabs, and new lines are ignored when processing the JavaScript or code. As I said earlier, the script tag takes two important attributes. The language attribute, which is assigned JavaScript, the type, which is assigned test/JavaScript. Okay, so you can ignore the language attribute and use what? The type. Use the type. So that is what is explained there. Okay, the type will validate JavaScript as part of a well-formed document. This MIME type is very important. In order to support JavaScript within every browser, we may add the no script tag. The no script tag. So that if the user is viewing the page content and the browser does not support JavaScript, maybe you have off it within your browser configuration, this content will display. Sorry, JavaScript is needed to go ahead. Okay, that is the essence of the no script tag. It is used to display a message to non-JavaScript browsers during the processing of JavaScript content, HTML content that has JavaScript. So if the user browser is disabled and cannot display the content of JavaScript, this content in between the no script tag will be displayed. Remember, semicolons are optional for termination. Hello, Eric.
The no script.
Yes.
Hello. Please, where are you going to place? Is it in the header or in the body of the
In
HTML
the
file?
down, within the body. Within the body.
Okay.
Within the body. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Semicolons are optional during your JavaScript programming. But it also depends on how you lay out your code. For example, when you declare JavaScript on different lines, variable 1 equals to 10, and I go ahead to the next line and say variable 2 equals to 20, I don't need semicolon. No termination, it will work. The code will run appropriately. However, if you are declaring all your variables on a single line, such as the second one, you have to terminate each of the variables. So this code is rewritten using a single line. So I'll just say var1 equals to 10. You must terminate that one. Before now, I'll start var2 equals to 20. So it's optional. If you put it here, it will still work, but it's optional. Comments are explained earlier. Okay. Another, we can write our what do you call JavaScript on a different text file and embed it into HTML documents. So if I've created a file name.js, I've written all my JavaScript inside a text editor, and I save it as file name.js. You have to reference it within your HTML document. For example, with this file, we have referenced it within the head section. This is our head section. Head start from here. Then you come within the head section, you start your script tag. This is your script tag. Type equals to test/JavaScript. Okay, the attribute that you use to reference your external JavaScript is called, you use SRC. SRC is a short form for source. So this will tell the browser that it should copy the code from this file to process this document. So SRC equals to filename.js. So this is our external file that we are referencing. And you continue to close your script. This is the closing script tag. Okay. External JavaScript. Only this line is used to reference the external JavaScript. I hope you understand that one.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, madam.
Okay, so that is explained here again. File.js is an external file, and we are using the SRC attribute within the script tag to reference that external tag. Okay. So, before I come to screen output, let's look at the first JavaScript. Okay, before we look at the screen output. Okay, so I'm giving you 5 minutes to write this. Okay, I can also put it in your, I don't know whether I'm on your page. I want you to run it yourself. Okay, can you see my this thing now? So basically, to run your JavaScript, you open a text editor. So let me go ahead to open a text editor. Okay. Text editor, I'm going to use Notepad++. Okay. So let me quickly share the screen. Okay. Can you see my text editor?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're going to run the first JavaScript code. This one. We're going to run this first JavaScript code. And I want you to also do the same. Okay. This is our first JavaScript code. Your page, HTML page, remember it will start with doc type, right? Document type declaration. This is our first line with doc type. HTML will start with the opening tag. And here we have defined the lang attribute to be equal to EN, English. It's not compulsory, but here it is there. Anything you want to display in the browser should come in between the body tag. This is our opening body tag. And before the closing HTML tag, we have our closing body tag. So anything we want to show, we'll display within, we'll write it within the body. And that is where our first script is. So this is an example of JavaScript. We script within the body tag. Okay. I'm starting JavaScript here, embedding JavaScript into the body section. So this is our opening script tag. Script. The lang attribute is defined. Type is defined. Type equals to text like JavaScript. This you must know it on your head, the starting JavaScript. Now, we have embedded our content. To display something in JavaScript, we use document.write. That is one thing we can use. The document object and the write method. Okay? What do you want the browser to display? You put them in the bracket here. Hello world. That's what we want the browser to display. Then this is our termination. To display, one way you can display content is to use what? Document.write. Document object and the write method. So within the brackets, you write your content using the quotation. And that's, who can tell me what this will display?
Oh,
Yes.
it will display only the hello world.
Thank you, Abubakar. Only hello world. That's the content, only thing we have written. And that's why it is your first JavaScript. Every programming you display hello world. Okay. Has anybody run the code?
Yes, please.
Thank you. So let me save this content. So you go to save. We are going to save our content. And for this content, I'm going to save it in, I'll create a folder for your class on the desktop. So I'll call the folder switch INF304. Switch INF304 practice. Okay. So that's our folder. So I open the folder. Then we'll give our first practice. What will be the extension to our file name?
.js. .js.
No, please. What will be the extension?
.html.
Thank you. Did you see the dot type at the top? So it should be .html. Okay. So mostly I select all type as the MIME type. Change the MIME type. Save as type, all type. Okay. You can also go ahead to look for the HTML. But I don't want to waste time here looking for hypertext languages here. Hypertext markup language file is there. So mostly my content, the moment I've put the right name, my MIME type will be all type. So first practice, the moment I say .html, it will pick it. When you save, it will take the icon of your browser. So let's go to our desktop. Desktop. This is my desktop. Then we'll look for switch. Switch is here. Practical. First practice is there. You see, my default browser, the icon is pick for the first practice. Then you double click to debug. Okay, thank you. So we can see the output. That is the only thing we have written. Hello world. Hello world is our output for that JavaScript. So today you have learned how to write JavaScript. You'll be practicing as we go, and later I give assignment to do. Okay. So having seen our first demonstration of JavaScript, you realize that all the things I've written, we have included them in this first example. Outputting in JavaScript, screen outputting. We can use the window object and document object, okay, to output. You can use the window object or document object. So the example we just saw is the use of window object. And one is here again. Yeah, I said document.write answer plus resource, concatenation plus break. So there will be a lot of code earlier where we have defined resource. Then we want to output them with break. So document object. We can also use window object to output using alert, confirm, and prompt. So we'll see example as we go. Those are example window objects. Okay. So now, I want you to write this script again and see what will output. Okay. So let's practice, write this, and you tell me the what output. Are you with me? So this also is an example of document object outputting. Document.write. We define x, variable x. S equals to hello world. Document.write x. Okay, document.write x. Document.write this second one. So these are two scripts together. So practice. Give me how many minutes? Let me give you how many minutes? 3. 3 minutes to practice this one.
Please, madam.
Doc. Doc.
Hello, madam.
They were captain.
Kwana kwa sha adi esi wo ngwe bu maplu.
All right. So, what would the first one output? Eric.
Madam, the output was hello world in the browser.
Thank you. What about the second one? The second one will output what? Eric again.
Madam, it was that name Mehaba
Okay.
Mehaba John Space Kofi.
Okay, let me see.
Mm.
Yes. John Kofi. Okay. Because of the S. Because of the S. All right. Thank you, Eric. Ahmed.
Dog.
Yes.
Yeah, the second one I got Mehaba, something like that.
Only that one.
John.
Only John.
John Mehaba or whatever.
Tell us what you get. So the second one you get Marhaba plus X. And you say X is what? John Coffee. Even the dot should come. The dot should come. Okay.
All right.
So this one again, let me put it in the body. Okay. So we have a document here already. So I'm going to add that code here. So I'm going to add that code here. Okay. So here we define X. Then we have our document method here. Okay, plus X. Okay. So you save your document again. Then I'll go to the browser I opened earlier. This is the browser. Then I refresh. You see that it has joined it. It's Marhaba John Coffee. Marhaba John Coffee. Okay. And the 4 dots are still there. Then it has, because there's no break, it has brought the content together as one content. So John Coffee will be copied here to X and display the content. Okay, thank you. So that is how you practice. Okay. So now we're going to correct the code we saw because of they are on one single line now. Okay. In JavaScript, earlier, for things to move to the next line, you use the slash and n. But with the current version of JavaScript, we're saying that is wrong. If you want something to move to the next line, you use the break, normal HTML break. Normal HTML break. Okay. For example, here, document.write, we want heading 1. We are integrating HTML tags with JavaScript. This is my page title, but we want that to be in heading 1. Okay, so we want this is mine to be in one line, and then page title should go into another line. Okay, so this again, you can add it to your code. I'm having the first, what do you call this here? You can add it to this one, document.write. That one too, it will start from there because you have not used the break appropriately. So when I refresh, this is what we have. We want them on different line. This is my page title. Okay. Thank you.
Hello, madam.
Hello.
Please, the break now, I've seen some closing tag.
Okay. Well, in the break.
Yes, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The recent one we finished, you just write the break and but it will work. But I don't know whether is it because it's a
This is
JavaScript.
HTML5. No,
Uh,
HTML5. This is a break.
uh-huh.
This
Okay.
is break. But the other version of HTML, you write break like this. BR.
Okay.
So HTML5, you put a space and do this break. Is that okay?
All right. Thank you.
Now we program in HTML5. You know the B tag. If I say write this in using HTML5 bold and you use bold, that will be wrong. You have to use what? If you want to bold the content, HTML5.
Madam Strong.
Thank you. You use strong. So the program using HTML5, please. Because of this type also. For
Okay.
validation purpose, okay?
All right.
Okay. Thank you. All right. We're going to differentiate between the write method and the write ln method. Okay? For what we have finished now, we're saying that the write method, as we have used, when you use several of them, it doesn't add a new line after each statement. Is that not what we say in our code? For this example, write, document.write. It didn't add a new line. It just add the content together or display them on a single line.
Yeah.
So that is what it does. You have to use HTML, maybe break tag or to bring the content to the next line. But write-ln method, with write-ln method, is to display each content on separate line. For example, when we write this, document.write, hello world, document.write, have a nice day, it will display all together. You can see, hello world, have a nice day. But with the second script, instead of write method, we use what? Write-ln. Document.write ln, hello world, document.write ln, have a nice day. So it will display them on the what? Separate line. Okay, separate line. Okay. So to demonstrate that, let's do that in our browser. For these two that it has joined together, let's change the document.write here to ln. Then we'll write this one to what? Document.write ln methods. Okay. Then we'll save our content. Okay. So we'll refresh. Okay. So it's not working. Okay. So let me close that one and open again. That is the practice bar is here. Okay, so write-ln is not working here. So I'll open again in a different browser. Open with, so let's open with Chrome and see. Still, it's not working. Okay, so they are not working. You have to use a break, HTML break. Okay, HTML break within here. So as we saw earlier, here we have break together. Break, okay, yeah. So we can go within here and add the plus BR. Okay. Or you use the document object again to make it. So if let me go back to the method, write method. Write methods. Okay, write method. So we save the content. I've saved the content. Then we'll refresh these browsers. Oh, what's happening? Let's scan. ABA plus X. Okay. So you have to add the quotation. Maraba John Kofi. So that was the first statement. And then hello world, we made key to come to the next line. Make it using the break. HTML break. Okay, so that's the break I've added here. Okay. All right. We can also do screen output in our browser using windows.prompt. Okay. With a prompt, we use it to collect information from the user as the page loads. So window.prompt, it will load a small window so that the user can input what something. Okay. Screen output. All right. So we are still with syntax. And here we're going to look at double and single quotes. The combination. We can use both of them in our code or a single of them in our coding. For the first code, we say document.write, then we have a class. That is A is our tag, the anchor tag. Then we have class equals to menu. So the value for the class attribute is quoted using single quote. And the content of our parameters are quoted using double quotes. And the opposite is here. They are all correct. It will run for you. Document.write, single quote for our main method content. So it's open here, close there. But the class attribute, the value is assigned using double quote. Using double quote. Okay. We can also use JavaScript escape character, the escape characters within our quotations. Document.write for the anchor tag, we have the double quote. This is the starting, this is the ending. Class equals to, you see, escape character. Okay, so anyone that is easier for you, like we did in the earlier coding. For the earlier coding, you can see our inner parameters are all double quoted. Okay, anyone easier for you can be used. Okay, so that is with object, what do you call it? Screen output using the document object. We are done with document object. So now we want to look at how we can output using the window object. Earlier I said window object can either be alert, confirm, or prompt. And they are used for different purposes. Different purposes. So at the end, nobody will tell you where to use alert. You should know, you will know. When to use confirm, you will know. And when to use what prompt. At the end, you know when to use them. Okay. An alert is a box, small window that display on the screen to give message to the user whilst they are browsing the website. You have logged into a page. You have you've clicking, moving to pages, maybe even at the home page, and you welcome. You get a small screen that welcome you. Welcome to Alibaba website. Example. That is the usage of what? Alert. When you design a form and the user finish filling the form, the moment they submit, you display thank you, thank for your input. That is the use of alert. You use it to give message to the user. Okay? And the user will see a button. Okay, the OK button will be there. So the user click the OK and the pop-up vanish. The second window object is confirm. It also display a small window to collect user input for the user to verify or accept something. So mostly they use it if you want to delete something. When the user want to click on to delete, then this window will pop up. You either click OK or cancel. So it will come with two buttons, the OK or cancel. The third type of window object is prompt. Prompt is used to ask the user for some information. Then the user will provide response to that information. Okay. You want to collect the user their names, you can use prompt. So example of prompt is here. This is how you write the code. Prompt, what is your name? Then we have empty space here with quotation. Okay. The user will provide the name, and it also comes with two buttons, OK or cancel. OK or cancel. Okay. So those are the three browser windows. So we'll go on to practice using alert first. Alert. So this is an example of the window for alert. Okay. Sample window for alert. All right. Sample window for confirm. Confirm. And another window for prompt. Prompt will give you a text box for the user to type. Then they click OK or cancel. Okay. So now let's see. We can practice this alert. So let's say we have this. Those practicing with me, you can do the same. Is somebody raising their hand? Okay. So I thought somebody raised hand. Okay. You can go ahead to practice the alert.
Yes, Doc. With regards to confirm and then prompt,
Yeah.
I found out that both of them have cancel and then
Okay button, yes.
yeah. So I'm confused about the difference. What would be the difference between them?
It's the purpose. Okay, it's a purpose for design, for which they are designed for. If you use what do you call it? The confirm, is that the user is about to take an action. Then you use this to give the information, either it should continue or it shouldn't continue. So confirm box, as I said, is used if you want the user to verify or accept something.
Okay.
So if you design an application and the user click like they want to delete, so you can add JavaScript to do this for you. Are you sure you want to delete? So if they say okay, they click okay, it will delete it for them. If they click cancel, it will leave the content. If you design a form and the user want to submit, you can use JavaScript to check are you sure you want to submit? Any content submitted cannot be modified. You give them that message. So the user.
So Doc, does it always go with okay, or sometimes we see yes or no to or?
Yeah, that one is designed differently.
Oh, okay.
It's designed differently. But this is the okay. You are talking about the buttons.
Yes, please.
Yeah. With confirm it will come with this, unless you recode it to change this content.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
This is our default. Okay. So are you okay with the prompt too? With prompt,
Yes,
there will be text box. So it is when the user puts in the information in the text box, there will be these two buttons to submit or not to submit, cancel. Do you understand? Okay. So let's practice the alert. So alert, when we put it together in this code, I'm using the these tags that I've already created, the scripts. Okay. So with this, I want to use alert. This is a alert, hello world. It's just a message. Okay. Sorry, how did I do? The bracket should come. All right. Your content depend on the situation. What do you want to do? So if my alert is to welcome somebody, welcome to UCC home page, or welcome to UCC. So when you save that, that is the message you want to display to the user. So with that, we'll just go to our our page. You see that? Welcome to UCC homepage. When you click OK, before you can see the content. Earlier, it wasn't like that. Okay, before you can see the content. So even I'm going to resave this one as practice 2. So save as first practice. I'm going to save this as second practice. And I'll change the MIME type to all type. Then you save it. Okay. So that if I open the, even this is not saved well. I didn't add the HTML. Okay, cancel. So resave, save as practice 2.html should come. HTML. Change the MIME type. Before it will take the browser. All type. Save it. Okay. Save it. Second practice. So I want to open the first practice. So first practice is here, but I want to remove the alert. I've removed the alert and save it. So we have the 2 files that we have created now. First practice and then was second practice. Second practice comes with alert. Okay, good. Yes. Eric.
Madam,
Yes.
about the second practice, if you can
Okay.
display it for me.
The first one.
The one with the alert.
Okay. So let me go back. Second practice.
Yeah, the one with the alert.
The pop-up will show first.
I want you to view the code for me. To display
the code.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
No
yes,
problem.
madam. I want to draw some conclusion if it is correct.
Okay.
Looking at the arrangement of the code.
Yeah.
Like normally in programming, the first line is should display first.
No.
Followed by the line 10 and line. But so looking at the arrangement, the alert is the last option, the last line.
Yes.
But so when displaying in the browser, the alert will first come.
Yes, please.
Before
it override the rest.
Okay.
It's
So
different.
irrespective. Okay, so irrespective of where you place the alert, so the alert will come first before
the rest.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, too. All right. So, and there's another way. If the alert is tied to a button, do you understand? If it's tied to a button, until the button is click before it will display. Do you understand? If I tie this alert to a button, we are using it as an event handler. So until the user click on it before the pop-up will open. So there are different ways you can program them. But this way is open. It's not tied to a button. So that page will open first before I click. Then the other content will open. All right. So now let's look at the second option. So second option, I'm looking at confirm. So confirm, we're going to work with this code. Confirm. Confirm. So I'll go to and create a new document. A new document. So I'm going to reuse the first one again. So resave as third practice .html. Change the MIME type again. Then you can save. So this is our third practice. With this third practice, I'm going to remove all what I have here. Maybe I will leave the heading. This heading too with a break. So I'm adding the prompt code here. Prompts. Okay. Mostly you add it to other events or other function to do something for you. But today we are just demonstrating confirm and other buttons. Okay. So if I go to third practice, we want to debug. So you go to your folder, we debug the third practice. So this is our third practice. Okay. Do you want to continue? We say okay. So the same way the alert has behaved. Okay. This, the page now load. Then the last option, the prompt. The prompt example is also here. And I'm going to combine it with the confirm page. And we'll see the results. Prompt. You want to collect user their names. So what is your name? It's what will be displayed to the user with a text box. So we have saved the work. So we'll go to our page now. If I refresh, we'll see, do you want to continue? Okay. Then the text box comes. What is your name? So you type something, then you click OK before the page will load. Okay. So those are called pop-ups. Pop-ups, those small windows, they are pop-ups. So pop-ups include alerts. Pop-ups include confirm, then prompt. Okay. There are also examples of window objects. So you see the small window opening to display something for you. Window object, prompt. Any question? Okay. So we have pop-up box 3, and this is a example JavaScript. Okay. Example 2. Okay. So let's see. Let's go through this example. This is a full document to do something. You can see from HTML up to the closing tag. And this is telling the script tag. The script tag is telling the browser that it should process a JavaScript. This document consists of JavaScript for processing, and it has made use of alerts. Will you declare variable in JavaScript using var or without var? What we have worked with now, we didn't use var. We can use var or let. Let s equals to 3. Let y equals to blah blah, what we have defined here. So this is another way we can declare variable. So let's see earlier where we have declared variables. Where we made use of x. Okay, good. Here, the variable is x. S equals to hello world. S equals to John Coffey. You see that there's no var. There's no var. There's no var. So you can declare variable without any keyword. Okay. So that example we just saw, okay, here, we declare variable lowercase. All should be lowercase. The var should be lowercase. Var s, var y. Okay. Alert y. Alert y. Okay. So what would the following code, what would the alert display? So instead of using a document object, I'm using window object, alert y, to display. Okay. S equals to 3. Y equals to 20 times x plus 12. Okay. Alert. So we're going to run this example. We'll run this example in a new browser, new page. So let's create a new page. You see the icon, I click new. Then to create new page for you. You write your code, save it. Save the code in the same folder. So I'm going to call this practice 4.html. That's how you save a file. Then you go ahead to change the MIME type to all type. Save your work. When you save, check the quotations. If they don't turn green, you have to change it to your computer quotation. So all these are correct. So they are correct. So let's go ahead to debug. To debug in our from the folder. Practice 4 is here. Double click to debug. You see, this page says 72. Our answer is 72. Okay. You don't have any other content there. This page says 72. Alert. Why? So the browser, it has calculated all our code and display why using the alert pop-ups. Okay. All right. So let's look at the practice example 2. Example 2. S1 equals to 12, S2 equals to 28, to plum equals to S1 plus S2. Then now we say document.write. We want to display now. Michael Edna is top line. Michael Edna, you see, you should concatenate it with top line. So it will add up the 12 plus 28 and display the answers. Okay. All right. So you can run this example. We'll close here. For the second meeting, we'll meet tomorrow. Are you okay? Hello?
Hello, madam.
For the second 2 hours, yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Madam, please, what time?
Tomorrow is Sunday. Should we meet afternoon or this time?
I think this time better.
In the afternoon, what time?
This time.
This time, okay. So 5 to 7.
Madam, please, we have two lessons
Stop.
tomorrow also.
With what?
I mean, the 5 to 7 will help
5 to
us.
7 will help. So let's meet 5 to 7.
Okay, madam.
But next week, God's willing, we'll meet at our normal time.
Okay.
The 11:50. Hello.
Please, the materials you are using, can we please have them?
Yes, please. I will send. Where do I put it? Who is the
Madam, please, I'll
contact?
contact you. Madam, please, I'm here. I'll contact you.
I'm Henry, the concept. I want talking.
Okay. Contact me, then I will. What do you call it? I will send to you and you share.
Yes, madam. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay. See you at 5 tomorrow. Okay, bye. Bye.
Madam, enjoy your evening.
You too. Bye.
The JavaScript, they like C++. No.
Then we have our document method here. Documents again. Then I go to the browser I opened earlier. This is the browser. Then I refresh. You see that that's joined it. It's Maria. Marhaba Don Kofi. Because there's no break, you can upload the content together as one content. So Don Kofi will be copied here to X and display the content. Okay, thank you.
Hey, Tick. Hello, Tick.
Yo, boss.
You are playing the madam voice.
You are not supposed to.
Hey. Well. Then you had your recordings already. Hey, the rest online, why have they left the phone and run away? Naomi, Isa, Christian, Mavis.
We are here. We are here. We are here.
Why? You guys are too quiet. What's up? Introduction way easy. Are they? Oh, pay befa.
Masa, we so your bear project to yeah, quiz end of sim.
I don't sana lecture na kan.
We are upon request. And say back when you request say and we see a better request say your bear project.
Ube project na ebe project.
Yeah, bear project.
Please, we beg. Bye
Which kind of beg? Which kind of beg? We are going to do project. Yeah,
Please, it's being recorded though. We beg you, don't bring this up.
Ube project na ebe project. What's up?
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah, 20 minutes near we quiz in over because MBA project. Project better take you 1 week, 3 weeks.
No, put the baby can Johnny and one.
No, 5 for me, Papa, in some power. Me uncle Dawai.
I left the class for some time. I don't know. It's Madam Wong. Naomi.
Yes.
Please, is the lecture over?
Yes, please. So she said we will continue tomorrow, same time.